and welcome back to another video. And yes, for this video is the long-awaited redesign video that I told you guys last video that was going to come out, that should have came out before that video, but unfortunately work got in the way and I needed to get that video out because that was an art fight video. But now this video is late technically. You know what? Let's just not think about it. So yeah, in this video, we are going to be redesigning my character, Evelyn, which you saw a little sneak peek of her last video. But this video is going to be kind of going over my process and why I decided to redesign her and how I went about exactly making those design choices. There's a train going on in the background, so hopefully you guys don't hear that. But I wanted to go in about how long I've had this character. So I've had this character for about, I want to say I first designed her back in 2018, 2019, I believe, when her name was Evelyn. Now, from her design, it was okay, but I felt like it was kind of boring. And I liked her colors. I kind of drew her a few times, but then I did a challenge and I decided to kind of update her colors. Then I drew her a few more times and she kind of just fell off after that. Now, years later, I decided to redesign her, and the reason why was because a couple years ago, I did a redraw of a different drawing that kind of inspired her design in the first place, and I liked it a lot. And I thought maybe this could be her design, but I decided against it because it just didn't scream what I was going for. So I decided to make that her older sister, which she doesn't have a name, but I wanted to make sure that the design kind of stayed close to that one. And then I also want to make sure that she's really fun to draw and like I can draw her over and over without getting tired. So not putting too much detail in her design, but making sure that it's enough detail to make her interesting. And then also I want to fix any kind of like beginner mistakes. So basically going into this redesign, I don't want to completely erase what made me love this character in the first place, but I just want to make sure that everything that I do for her it feels more intentional. And I just want to make sure that their whole personality comes off visually and not just like something that you'll have to read to actually get or hear her talk to get. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm kind of hoping that it all makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that's just, I want to make sure that this character will be fun to draw in any future comics that I want to put her in or any visual novels that I want to put her in. So yeah, grab your snacks, relax, maybe do a little bit of drawing with me, and let's get into the video. So to start off with, I'd like to warm myself up, and here you're going to see me do a few 30-second sketches of me just doing different poses, and this just helps warm up my hand when I'm starting to draw, so that because this was my first time doing like a full body, I just really wanted to make sure that I was warmed up. It was very important for me to be able to execute this because I've never done anything like this before. In my last video, I've done a couple more, but in this point of time, it was my first time really drawing a full body, doing a character sheet like this, something so detailed. So doing these sketches helped loosen me up a lot. And I do recommend anybody to do these like these figure drawing sketches because I really do believe they help in the long run. They might seem a little nonsense because it's like 30 seconds, that's all you get, but it helps. I promise you, it helps loosen you up, especially when you're having those days that you feel like your art is just not arting. After, drawing these sketches, I kind of plan out how the character sheet is going to look because this is like my first time doing such a detailed character sheet. And once I figured that out, I decided what kind of body she would have, which was like more of a pear shape. And then I took 4 different heads. I don't know why I start like this, but I feel like the face holds so much personality, so I build off the face. So like I built the personality according to the facial features, if that makes sense. Because she has this more like cool stoic look, I would build her character, like her outfit design around that. That's probably not the best way to do it. I think you should probably start off with a silhouette. That's probably like the best thing to do. That's something I'll just have to practice in the future. So for the first head, I start off with doing her old design really quickly. I don't spend too much time on it, just so I can get a look at where we are now and what things I want to keep. So a lot of the things I kept were her downturned eyes. I made them more downturned compared to her original design, I feel like. And then I kept her obviously iconic makeup, her little slash in her eye. I was also taking things from the other design, her older sister, and so I added 2 dots on the other eye just to tie them together. And then I decided to give her small brows. I've been loving doing small brows. Most of my demon characters are going to have small brows because that's just something I really like doing. Not because I'm lazy, of course, but because they're just too cute. But yeah, and then I play around with different hair designs, and I liked these two like twin pigtails at first, but I was like, it doesn't scream the personality I was going with, which was more of this stoic older sister of the group type of feel. And then I decided to go with longer hair because for me it matched her personality, and I don't know why. It just felt right. Like her not having short hair anymore. It just, I don't know. I tried to play with it when I was doing the character sheet, trying to play with that short hair, but it wasn't doing it for me. And then I tried this jellyfish look like her older sister, but I didn't like it. I mean, even though it kind of would have tied them together, I just didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was Evelyn. I just didn't feel like it was her. I struggled with this full body for so long, and I think it's because I put the head on there too early. So I wound up just getting rid of the head and just coming back to it later because I wanted to map out that body first. So I probably drew this maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 times until I found something that I was comfortable with. And with this, I wanted to make sure that the torso was long and the legs were long because I tend to draw both of them kind of short because I'm short and my torso's short. So I guess what they say about art being a reflection of you is correct. When I started drawing the backside, I just took the front side and flipped it. And for that one, I kind of struggled with it because I wanted to make sure that it was the same size as the actual like front side. So I made these lines and I had to redraw it twice because I was trying to do like put into practice what I saw on YouTube videos, but for some reason it just wasn't clicking. So it helped like give me an outline, of course, but I had to really just redraw a lot of it, honestly, which I didn't mind. I think now I'm a bit better at it because when I did Peppers and I did Lilith, it was like a lot easier compared to when I did Evelyn's. Because, I mean, like I said, this is my first time doing something like this. I mean, at the time, it was my first time doing something like this. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but I'm pretty good. So I wanted her outfit to feel intentional instead of like being obvious that she's from this elite family. Like I wanted to make sure her outfit was of a higher quality, like old money meets street fashion, basically. That it's just not something that's attention seeking, but you can know that she has some kind of social status around her. So I kept that in mind when making her outfit, and I saw these outfit designs, and I saw this white kimono shirt, I think it's what it's called, and I really liked it. So that's what it felt like. This was gonna tie into what I wanted, which was, like I said, the old money with streetwear, you know, like that mix. So when I put it on her, I played with having both of them because I liked that off the shoulder look, and it also gave me a chance to keep that turtleneck that she had going on, or high collar that she had going on. I liked that a lot, and so I didn't like having them both, so I decided to chop one side off to give this asymmetrical look, and I feel like that made it even more just like streetwear, like modern, like I don't know, like it just, it added something to it, something perfect. I don't know how to explain it. And then with the flared bottoms of her bodysuit, I also feel like that gave her more of a taller look, a taller stance, and I like that a lot. And then I decided to cut the sides out. I mean, the outfit may change in the future, or I might just like expand on the idea of her outfit. Now, at this point, I was messing with her hair yet again because I wanted it to be longer. So I tried the jellyfish look again and I didn't like it. Didn't care for it. So I took a break because I was doing this while streaming. Follow me on Twitch. I got onto Marvel Rivals. Now, it had been a while since I played the game, so I was catching up on all the new skins, and that's when I saw this Emma Frost skin. Gorgeous. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. This hair. So I kind of just stole her hairstyle. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stole it. It's not as voluminous as hers. I feel like hers is way more fuller. It's probably gonna be a pain in the butt to draw all the time or animate, but honestly, it's gonna be worth it. I don't know. It's exactly what I wanted. So I was so happy that I took the time to play video games. So you see, guys, it's okay to procrastinate. I just wanted to go over my process with the color palette really quickly. So her first one is from her first design, the second one is from her second design, and the third one is from me just playing with different color palettes or different combos. So I did like the first one's skin tone, so I took that, but I liked the color from the second one's skin tone, so I took that and made it her hair. I wanted to make sure that the colors for the outfits portrayed the high-ranking status of her family, and I feel like reds and golds usually are like, they're more like historically used colors to convey that. You see that in like royalty and things like that, like formal wear. You'll see like a lot of red and gold combinations, and I feel like that added, like, that tied everything together very perfectly. So when I get done choosing a color palette, I went back to the character sheet and I started to refine that back pose to make sure that her arms were at least accurate to what she had in her front pose, because I was just drawing it really quickly and I was kind of regretting drawing the hands. But honestly, I was like, wait, this is a back pose, so I don't really have to make it as detailed as I would for the front pose. Spoiler alert, I don't think I even made the hands that detailed. Actually, I did. I lied. I did. I didn't like the hand on the hip, so I changed that because I don't know, I just felt like maybe I could have gotten away with it, honestly, but I didn't want to cheat. I wanted to give her like a different pose with the arm at least. I always try to hide the other hand because sometimes I'm just so lazy and I just don't want to draw it, and I think a lot of people can relate to me. So I was struggling with the hand pose because I was like, do I want to have it straight out? Do I want it to do something cool? Like, what did I want it to do? So I don't know, I just went with a fist. That was the easiest. And then after I refined that part, I did go ahead and I started refining other things. And then I went ahead with her back to make sure that it matched pretty well with the front. And as you can see, like, I kind of just drew that hand really quickly. And then I also need to add those curls back in because I forgot to do so when I was creating the back. I didn't do that for the front, so I went ahead and I did that. So then I wanted to make sure that we had a front-facing view of her face. So I made sure that it was the same height and all the proportions lined up by using these guidelines. And I don't know how I feel about her face. I feel like for now it's okay, but I feel like it's not as thin as or maybe it's not as long as I wanted it to be. So that's probably just something I'll have to play with as I draw her over and over, of course. I wind up using the symmetrical tool in Procreate, and I don't know if maybe that's why it looks so weird, because everything's kind of symmetrical and I'm so used to like freehanding everything. But I think I didn't cause it here. I just rewatched that entire thing and I realized I did not use the symmetrical tool. I just copy and pasted. So ignore that little monologue I just went on about me using that, but I still think the point stands is I didn't freehand it. I just copy and pasted, so everything just looks too symmetrical. I think for now, like for the gist of the character sheet, it's okay. But maybe in the future I will redo the character sheet and not use this symmetrical tool, or any other time that I draw her front facing, I won't use the symmetrical tool, just to see if there's a difference or not. And then I decided to do like another expression, and this one I wanted to make angry because I didn't know if I wanted the sclera, I think that's how Google said it. I didn't know if I wanted the sclera, which is the white part of your eye, to be black or if I wanted it to be white. So I decided that whenever she got a little angry, that it would turn black and her eyes would be a bit more glowy, like that golden look would glow. Because her sister technically has like a black sclera, but I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna keep that or not. Honestly, it works out. It gives that good demon look I like. So maybe she's just different. Maybe her sister's just angry all the time. I don't know. My sister's usually angry all the time, so there was a couple more things I wanted to add onto this character sheet, which were the side view of her eye. I don't know why. I just thought that would be cool. And then the close-up of her eyes, so that for whatever reason, if I needed a reference of how her pupils looked or the color of her eyes, then I'd have it right there. And she's in art fight right now, so I'm pretty sure that's a great reference for those who are drawing her currently. And then I wanted to make sure that she had her trinket, which is her family heirloom, on there too, and that's her just earring that she wears. I'm gonna also make sure to put that in the sisters redesign so that she has that heirloom in one of her ears also. I guess they're just two sisters and they're sharing, you know, grandma's heirloom, or you know, something like that. I feel like that would be cool, and that would also tie them together as siblings. So a little bit of a secret message. Thank you so much for reaching this point in the video, and if you have, go ahead and drop an egg emoji down in the comments just so that I know that you did. And if you'd like, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and even hype up this video. That helps my video get into the algorithm and to reach more people who may like art. Thank you, and I appreciate your continuous support. A little bit of a side note, she is getting a lot of attacks, so thank you for those who have blessed me with your art. I appreciate that, and art fight has been so much fun, but we're getting close to the end of art fight, so I'm gonna try to fit in maybe 3 more for a solid 10 attacks. That's a little less than what I had planned. I had so much fun participating in it, and I can't wait for the art fight video to come out, and I'm gonna show you guys all my attacks. I'm actually really glad that I waited so long to do a full body, because now I feel like I have such a knowledge with anatomy that I saved myself from making a lot of beginner mistakes, and I'm happy for that. But who knows, maybe in a few years I'll be like, well, this is like the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't know what I was doing there in this time, you know, like I didn't know squat about anatomy. I mean, it could change. I can't wait to see where my art is at in 2 years or in the future, what I'm doing, the journey that I took. Like, this is just like a note for future me. You're gonna do great. You're gonna be okay, kid. So I feel like a younger me would be really happy to see where I'm at now, to see that I have achieved that kind of like character sheet that I always wanted to, which was like this gamer type of sheet like you'd see in Overwatch or like Apex. I think younger me would be really happy with that. So when I started rendering this piece, honestly, it was really fun. I didn't over render it like I should have. I didn't fully polish it up, but I've been at a point in my art where I don't try to make everything look clean now. If my body says I'm done, then usually I'm done. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm not gonna overwork it, because I think it gets to the point where if I do overwork it, I get to a point where I don't like it because I'm like, man, I should have just stopped when I knew I should have stopped. And then it gets to the point where maybe I do something super clean. I let my mind tell me when I think a piece is finished now rather than overthinking it. But I feel like during this journey, I've learned so much about character design, and I think this being like a stepping stool into character design for me is really great. I've spent so many years doing like draw this in your style challenges that it's good to like create characters of my own, even though I know it might not be the most popular. I feel like I had a bunch of time just to focus on doing art that I want to do, which I mean, I wanted to do that, but like creating OCs, you know, drawing, sharing like original art with people. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I got a close-up of her eyes, like I said before, so that I knew exactly how her pupils were, because it's kind of hard to see in her full body unless you zoom in really close. But it just gives me like a map so I don't forget any details that I could later forget in the future. And then I worked on her trinket. I liked the first render I did. I don't know why I didn't keep it, but I didn't really like how the gem came out in the end. And I feel like that's just a lack of knowledge. I mean, that's something I'm gonna have to play with. That in backgrounds when trying to learn these things. I don't draw like a lot of gems. I don't draw like a lot of earrings. If I do, usually it's like my flower earring or like a pearl. So it's nothing too detailed like this. I wanted this to be the most detailed part of her design, so that it's the most memorable. When people see this, they can think of her. And later on, I want to do like a family insignia or like a crest for her family, and probably tie that somewhere in her outfit too. That's where I was going with like that little design on her pants, but I kind of just drew it really quick and I was like, I'll just replace it later. So then I had Instagram help me make a name for her, and I was kind of caught between like three of them. There was Avalise, Azalyn, and then Averin. And then I kind of mixed up Averin, and then I came up with Avalyn, and so that was also part of the poll, and a lot of people picked Avalyn. That was what I named her. So she is no longer Avalone, but Avalyn. And I couldn't be more happy with her. I love her design. I can't wait to draw her more. I can't wait to see what the future holds with her. So yeah, we're getting close to the end, and honestly, I would rate this character sheet a 10 out of 10. No, there's no 10s. A 9 out of 10. The only 10 is a unicorn. This came out way better than what I have ever expected going into this. I didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off, but I'm so glad that I looked at different references when doing something like this. And that's going to do it for this video. I had a really fun time doing this. I thought it was going to be way worse, but it was actually really fun. And doing multiple of these later on, it kind of like, I feel like it improved my art and improved my attitude towards doing full bodies. So I can't wait to experiment with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you so much for your support. And also thank you to you guys for liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. That helps me so much, knowing that the content I'm making, people like it. It does. It makes my heart explode with love. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to the age of distraction, where the follow count king, where we lacking on queens, where you follow someone because they follow someone who actually follows their dreams. Damn, I'm bitter as fuck. I should probably change, but I'm so stuck in my ways. Please, soda, sing.